Okay, I had a question a while back. Whatever, I didn't get around to answer it. Well, it was a comment, but I got a comment from him again today. Why didn't I answer his question? And it has to do with the likes and the dislikes, and I've been through that many times before, but I suppose there's quite a few new viewers that aren't familiar with my policy. I just don't put them on. I see them abused too often, the whole dislike deal, and I really don't care about the like angle. So I just leave them off. Just causes less turmoil. Like I say, I see them abused too often. There'll be people who will be doing the most harmless videos, and somebody will start doing a dislike thing, and it's mostly just a grudge for really no reason. But it just leads to hard feelings. It's a kind of a funny... Just this morning I turned on the phone, and once in a while it screws up, and I can't get to... I don't go to my subscriptions. I go to like there must be the regular home page for YouTube, where it's the like the most popular, most commented on, most viewed, all these videos. And I tell you, that's nothing but a list of mediocrity. There's nothing there that interests me at all. I think a lot of these are the ones that are contracted with Google, to do a channel, and they're of no interest to me. And they've got all the likes, but like I say, I just don't need that. And the same, with the comments. I mean, sometimes, like if I'm doing a rant about this or that, which I've got one coming up, I'm sure, then I'll leave the comments off. And it's, because I'm giving my opinion. I don't care about your opinion. I mean, if you have an opinion, you can go ahead and do your own video. I don't have to give you an opportunity to give your opinion on my video. At the same time, there's really no, like I say, you can do your own video and give your own opinions, and I'm not obligated to watch it. Opinion is just opinion. And at the same time, it's kind of for your own protection, because a lot of times, you'll get somebody that'll agree with you. I'll do some rant on something, and somebody will agree. Well, then somebody will jump all over them. Then here gets this big grudge match going. There's a lot of times where I see that going on, in behind the scenes, so to speak. I don't need that either. I don't want any part of that. So I just leave comments off on those. It just kind of is what it is. There's no... Like I say, I feel a rant coming on. It's like in winter sometimes, after I've been in town socializing with people, which is like soup of germs, I'll come home, and like 2 days later I'll feel like a little tickle in the back of my throat, and I know I got something coming on. Well, I got a rant coming on. I can feel it tickling in my throat. There's too much crap going on in the world to just leave it alone. But even anyhow, I've got a fairly strong immune system. I don't, like I say, I get a little tickle. Doesn't really do anything to me, but I feel that tickle. So there'll be one coming. I'm holding it back for now, but there's one coming. I am making my dinner. I was out digging in the garden, and normally, the peas, I kind of just graze on them. But I see they're getting ahead of me, so I decided, well, I'll set them back a little bit, and I'll have a meal of peas. But You know, me and peas don't really get along, but I figure, well, I got plenty of carrots, having a bumper crop of carrots, so I figured I'll have, well, I'm thinking, I got an onion, because I got a lot of onions. I'm thinking meatloaf, because I have a pound of hamburger I picked up yesterday. So I'm figuring meatloaf, peas and carrots, you know. They add color, but then I suppose a person should eat them, but not my favorite. The potatoes, I'm debating, boiling them, baking them. It's still up in the air. You know, I'll see. I'm having a good crop of potatoes this year, too. You know, so some of these are big enough I could be baking them. So I might do that, too. And then, say, bake some and boil some. But that's what I'm doing. But that's the explanation for the... You know, I think the person was thinking I accidentally turned off these likes and dislikes. I don't do anything accidentally. Believe me, everything that I do for a reason. I just don't care for that whole like and dislike thing. I don't, you know, people have gotten to the point, you know, with all these, like, these television shows, these idol shows and all this stuff, they think they are allowed a judgment, an opinion, and that you should have to listen to their opinion. You really don't. You know, your judgment only really matters to you. And the same for me. My judgment only really matters to me. But it's my judgment, you know. So if I make a rant, you don't have to agree, you don't have to disagree. I'm just, you know, the whole thing about YouTube should be a way to express yourself. And that's all I'm doing. And you have a right to express yourself. I just have a right to not have it on my channel, you know. And like I say, a lot of times I'll come back and I'll find there's been long conversations going on that have nothing to do with me or actually even the video. And that's all right in a way, but it confuses me sometimes because when parts of these conversations come in on my phone, I can't figure out if they're talking to me or if they're replying to a comment that somebody else made. You know, it gets a little confusing in that way, but so a lot of times I'll hold off because I don't like to interrupt somebody, so to speak. Ooh, there's going to be a lot of peas. I tell you, I'm not a big pea eater, but they were getting out of hand. And these aren't, you know, normally I grow these little peas. Somehow or another I got some big ones. But that's the story behind the likes and the dislikes. You know, I just don't need it. Yeah, the phone is going. There'll be some email to confuse me.